You didn't bring a weapon, you didn't break any TSA rule, and the medication in your bag is something your doctor told you never to travel without. Still, in 2026, that's exactly what stops you. Your bag goes into the scanner, the belt slows, the screen turns red. A TSA officer pulls your carry-on aside, not urgently, not loudly, but decisively. Suddenly, you're no longer just a passenger, you're a variable. They're not asking if your medication is legal. They're asking why it looks like this, why the pills aren't in original bottles, why there's liquid, why there are cooling packs, why there are so many prescriptions. The line behind you keeps moving. Your flight clock doesn't stop. Most travelers still believe medication is protected at TSA. They believe prescriptions mean permission. They believe following the rules guarantees they won't be questioned. In 2026, that belief is quietly getting people delayed, searched, and left behind, especially travelers over 60. This video reveals what TSA changed without telling you, why legal medication is now a top screening trigger, and how to get through security before the system decides you're the problem. Most travelers think TSA medication rules are based on permission. If a medication is legal and prescribed, the system should allow it. That's no longer how airport screening works in 2026. TSA did not publicly ban medications. There was no announcement, no warning sign at the checkpoint, no update most passengers ever read. Instead, the change happened inside the screening system. Modern TSA screening is built around three priorities: speed, predictability, and scan clarity. Anything that slows the line, confuses the scanner, or requires human interpretation becomes a problem, not because it's illegal, but because it disrupts flow. Medication does exactly that. Pills come in irregular shapes and densities. Liquid medication behaves differently under X-ray imaging. Gel packs and cooling packs look identical to restricted liquids. Older prescription bottles and foreign labels don't match modern verification patterns. So in 2026, medication is no longer treated as a personal health item first. It's treated as a screening variable. When the system cannot instantly identify an object, automation pauses. And when automation pauses, a TSA officer must step in and decide what happens next. That's the moment most travelers don't anticipate. From that point on, the question is no longer, is this allowed? It becomes, can this be verified quickly without slowing everyone else down? Travelers over 60 are affected more often because they typically carry more medication, more containers, and more accessories, each one increasing complexity. Medication isn't banned in 2026, but it is scrutinized differently. And if you don't understand that system shift, you'll never understand why your bag keeps getting stopped, even when you follow every rule. These are not new rules posted on signs. They are enforcement shifts, and they explain why medication stops are increasing in 2026 without any official announcement. Rule 1. Liquid medication is allowed, but it's no longer neutral. TSA still allows liquid medication above the standard 3.4-ounce limit. That hasn't changed. What has changed is how liquid medication is treated during screening. In 2026, liquids are automatically evaluated for how clearly they can be identified on the scanner. Dense or layered liquids, common in medical syrups, nutritional supplements, and compounded medications, slow image interpretation. When that happens, the system doesn't care why the liquid exists. It only cares that it can't quickly confirm what it is. Medical necessity does not override scan ambiguity. So even when liquid medication is legal, large volumes or multiple containers quietly increase the chance of secondary screening. Rule 2. Pill organizers trigger verification mode. Pill organizers are convenient for travelers. For TSA systems, they are unpredictable. Mixed pills have no labels. Different shapes overlap. Densities blend together. In 2026, this pushes the system into manual verification mode. That doesn't mean confiscation. It means your bag stops moving. The key point, pill organizers aren't banned, but they are treated as unverifiable objects unless backed by clear labeling. This is one of the most common reasons older travelers are stopped, because long-term medication routines often rely on organizers instead of original containers. Rule 3. Prescription proof. Doesn't work the way you expect. Most travelers assume documentation solves everything. In practice, documentation only helps if it's introduced at the right moment. Presenting proof before being asked can appear defensive. Waiting too long can appear evasive. Explaining unprompted adds behavioral complexity. In 2026, TSA screening prioritizes predictability over explanation. Officers are trained to reduce interaction, not increase it. So the more you talk, the more the system shifts from object screening to passenger assessment. Rule 4. Cooling packs are treated like liquids. First, medical devices. Second, cooling packs used for insulin and injectables are still permitted, but on scanners, gel packs look like large liquid masses. Partially thawed packs resemble restricted liquids. Multiple packs increase complexity. Oversized packs require verification. Medical purpose does not change how the scanner sees them. That's why cooling packs are increasingly responsible for medication-related delays, even when travelers follow every written rule. Rule 5. Foreign or older labels. Slow everything down. Medication from outside the US isn't prohibited, but unfamiliar pharmacy formats, non-English labeling, and outdated prescription bottles slow officer verification. And in TSA screening, slower equals risk. This is why travelers who split time between countries or who refill prescriptions abroad experience more frequent stops, even when everything is legal. Rule 6. Behavior around medication can trigger scrutiny. In 2026, TSA evaluates how you behave as much as what you carry. Common triggers include apologizing repeatedly, over-explaining medical conditions, asking, "Is this okay?" appearing rushed or anxious. These behaviors signal uncertainty, and uncertainty invites human judgment. Once judgment replaces routine, delays become much more likely. These are the realities TSA doesn't explain. Medication isn't banned, but the system around it has changed. 2 passengers, same flight, same airport, same TSA checkpoint, both are over 60. Both carry prescription medication they rely on every day. Both are following the rules as they understand them. Only one walks through without delay. The first passenger packs medication together, near the top of the carry-on. Pills stay in labeled bottles. Liquid medication is clearly separated. Cooling packs are minimal and intentional. Nothing is explained unless a TSA officer asks. The bag moves through the scanner without hesitation. No pause, no questions. The passenger heads to the gate early. The second passenger does nothing intentionally wrong, but medication is scattered across the bag. Pills are mixed inside an organizer. Liquid bottles are buried under clothing. Before the scan even begins, they say, "I have medical items." That single sentence changes the outcome. The scanner pauses. The officer hesitates. Automation hands control to human judgment. Now the system isn't asking whether the medication is allowed. It's asking whether it can be verified quickly without slowing the line. The second passenger is pulled aside, not because of a violation, but because the medication became unpredictable. This is what TSA never explains. In 2026, screening outcomes are no longer determined by legality alone. They're determined by clarity, speed, and system confidence. That's why 2 people on the same flight carrying the same medication can leave security with completely different experiences. One calm and on time, the other stressed and watching the boarding clock count down. Getting through TSA with medication in 2026 isn't about arguing rules or proving medical necessity. It's about preventing the moment where routine screening turns into human judgment. That preparation starts before you arrive at the airport. First, pack medication as a single intentional group. Keep pills, liquids, and medical accessories together near the top of your carry-on. When medication is scattered, the scanner must search for it, and that alone increases stop risk. Second, use original prescription containers whenever possible. Pill organizers are legal, but unlabeled pills slow verification. Even keeping one original bottle per medication dramatically reduces scrutiny. Third, separate liquids visually. Large or dense liquid medication should never be buried. When liquids are clearly visible and isolated, scanners interpret them faster. Fourth, do not pre-announce medical items. Do not apologize. Do not ask, "Is this okay?" Wait to be asked. When a TSA officer questions your bag, respond briefly and factually. These are prescribed medications. Liquids are separated, nothing more. Fifth, use cooling and gel packs intentionally. Choose the smallest size required. Keep them fully frozen whenever possible. Multiple or partially thawed packs increase verification time. Finally, match the system's pace. Rushing, over-explaining, or showing anxiety introduces behavioral uncertainty, and uncertainty triggers manual screening. In 2026, smooth screening isn't about defending your rights. It's about making your medication easy for the system to process. TSA didn't ban your medication in 2026. It did something quieter and far more confusing. It changed how medication is seen, interpreted, and questioned inside the screening system. Most travelers who get stopped didn't break any rule. They simply didn't understand that medication is no longer treated as automatically trusted. For travelers over 60, this matters more than ever. More prescriptions, more containers, more chances for the system to hesitate. If you don't adapt to how TSA actually works, control quietly leaves your hands the moment your bag stops moving. Watch carefully before your next flight. Share this with anyone traveling with medication, because once secondary screening begins, the rules stop protecting you and the system takes over.